You know, it kinda had a potential, but yeah, it got downhill pretty quick. Hey guys, my name's Rainbow and today I want to talk with you about the movie that came out pretty a long time ago, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I just always want to say glitter just because, you know, that song from Eurovision, Blood and Glitter. Okay. And yeah, of course, the movie is pretty bad, but actually I never got the hype. On our job, the boys were always like, oh my god, have you heard about this movie that's gonna come out pretty soon? And I was like, yeah, it's about Winnie the Pooh, but you know, the whole version. And I was like, okay, like I wasn't expecting anything from this movie. Yeah, let's be honest, it looked like shit. That's being generous to this piece of art. And I was pretty chill about this whole thing that Winnie the Pooh and horror, you can't mix the two, because I was like, okay, like I liked our USSR version of Winnie the Pooh that I kind of grew up with, but I wasn't really into it. And you know, I kind of put this week because, you know, Piglet, and I kind of like it. I don't know, it's just childhood memories, and of course, I have a big spot for Winnie the Pooh Disney version because I really liked it, and it was like a comfort cartoon for me. All those movies and series about Winnie the Pooh, they were just very cozy and just made you feel better, and they were good. They were really good and age appropriate. I just don't have anything to say about those. It's another good childhood memory. At the same time, it was like, okay, so they made a horror now out of this, and I just never really associate those two versions with the horror. I was like, yeah, there were those two and now we would have this one, and I was okay with it. And actually I watched it, I think, when was it? I know it because I watched Cocaine Bear and Winnie the Pooh at the same day, because most of reviews were like Winnie the Pooh is garbage and Cocaine Bear is like the best movie ever. And that's why I decided to check out both of them at the same day, and yeah, Cocaine Bear is better, but it's not like the best cinematic piece ever created, like some people said. And also, I know the date when I watched it, because later I made a fun video about the characters from Cocaine Bear. Okay, 3 months ago I watched Winnie the Pooh, so I was pretty late to the party, and it was made by ITN Distribution. I sometimes watch the movies that they make. I watched them more when I was working at my previous job, and there was some pretty okayish things, like I'm into B-rated horror movies just because I want sometimes to shut down my mind and just watch some pretty awful horror movies that are sometimes really silly, sometimes with cheap effects, something like that. But at the same time, they had a few movies I kind of liked. They had this movie about Humpty Dumpty, and I know I'm rambling a lot, but deal with it. Also, Humpty Dumpty you had, but you didn't make it good. Why you screw it up with making him into some monster? Okay, maybe I'll talk about it another time. So, Winnie the Pooh, actually, when I began to watch it, I was like, okay, it's not the same story, and I think that's good, because it wasn't promised to us like, hey, you have exactly the same story, and then, I don't know, Winnie the Pooh turned into Berserk, right? And yeah, blood everywhere. I don't know, maybe toxins got onto him or something like that. They kind of gave us an interesting twist, like those twisted Disney fairy tales from Grimm's Brothers. There were a lot of stories there, a little bit different, you know, than Disney versions of them, or child appropriate, let's say it like that, cartoons about Red Riding Hood, Cinderella, etc. So I kind of like the beginning of the movie Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, because I actually a big fan of this style of drone stories. I actually really liked it. I have a book about our mystical creatures from old legends, Slavic folklore, stuff like mermaids and ghosts of forest or something like that, Leshy, etc. And I like the style. The book I have sketches of some characters, something like that. And I like when movie makers use these type of styles when they draw some legend like that. And I liked it a lot. It was an interesting twist. Christopher Robin found some creatures. Only I have one question. There were hybrids of animals and humans, something like that. I would like to know more, like were those kids of, you know, zoophiles or something like that? I don't even know how it's possible, but maybe, I don't know. It sounds disturbing, like how they were created, because they were not creatures from the lab, I don't know. The thing that bothered me, I don't even know why, so let's move on. Christopher Robin found those creatures. Oh, sorry about the spoilers, but it's shown to us in the first 12 minutes or so, and it was interesting. Christopher Robin found those creatures and he began to bring them some food, and they became kind of dependent on him, and then he just left to study, and they were left alone, and they almost died from the starvation. Yeah. Then when Christopher Robin years later came back like, hey guys, you know, I left you for a few years, no biggie. I also didn't got that part, like, so they killed the donkey because they were starving and they wanted to eat something, but what about the other characters? Yeah, kind of spoiled it for myself that in second movie, and you know, I was actually surprised to know that there was gonna be a second movie. Anyway, there's gonna be an owl in the next movie, and okay, one of my questions, I guess, is answered, so maybe we will see the rabbit. Кролля! Кролля! I'm sorry. And also Tigger. I would really want to see them too, maybe. I guess maybe it was their plan all along to give us another character in the next and the next and the next and the next and the next movie. Maybe. So, the story. Christopher Robin came to them and like, hey guys, nothing changed, right? And I thought that they kind of, I don't know, maybe ate him, you know? And actually, if the movie ended there, I would rate it maybe 6 out of 10, because it's an interesting twist and I liked the style, the story was drawn and shown to us. I like drawn stuff and creepypasta. When Creep TV made their creepypasta stories, I was like, yay! My two favorite things together! That's so cool. So, then they decided to continue this. As the short film, it would be okay, but the long version was like, meh, what is this? What is this? Maybe also because slashers in horror not really my favorite types of films. If it's combined with comedy, then maybe, but usually nah, it's pretty boring for me and not really interesting, because mainly I like the stories and they're often, hey, I'm gonna kill you, no, and that's it. And also the actors were pretty meh, and also there was an LGBT kind of line and I was like, meh. I watched it 3 months ago, I remember nothing. Almost nothing. The beginning was good, and then, yeah, that thing that happened after. And also, I didn't like the designs of the characters. They were trying to push this idea that Winnie and Piglet were some hybrids, human, animal, combined thing. Piglet? He looked pretty okay, the mask was decent, maybe because people use big masks, because some of the movies that were before, it's kind of popular, and the Piglet mask was good. But the Winnie mask, it was so bad. Like, you were looking at him and you were like, what is this? It's some kind of plastic head, like really cheap mask, and the whole this concept with honey, and I don't know, it was gross and mask was really cheap. I couldn't imagine looking at him that he was truly a bear. Like, maybe if he was just some, you know, crazy maniac who was dressed as a Winnie, it would have been better for me, actually. It would have been maybe more believable, but this, nah. And also, I don't like this type of slasher characters that are just immortal or something like that, because you were trying to kill him and he wasn't dying. I just don't know. I don't like these characters that can't be killed. Like, if you killed him and then maybe it was the end of the movie, maybe, but it's just +1 point why I didn't like the movie, because what's the point? If it's some invincible ghost, powerful, that you can kill, and, you know, it's a ghost, then okay, fine. Or some, you know, monster creature, but they're not really invincible, but at the same time, I don't know, I just thought it was kind of silly. And also the obsession with Christopher, like, why they needed him? To torture him for eternity or something like that? Like, what the hell? The whole movie was meh, so meh. But if the movie ended after the 12 minutes, it would be kind of, you know, maybe. So that's my opinion about this movie and why I wanted to make it, because I wanted to check with you guys the trailer for the second movie, because I'm kinda interested what the heck they decided to put into it. I saw there's gonna be an owl there and I'm like, okay. The comments say that it looks like vultures, so there's gonna be something interesting there. So, until next time, bye! Oh yeah, and write down in the comments, do you like slashers? How was Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey for you? Like, yeah, write down something. Bye!